Okay. So I'm just going to watch, like, the first little bit and see where you're at.
Attackers incoming.
Routing power to forward shield. Time to raise my EPM.
Let's back up a bit.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Whoa. Replay? Are you okay? Replay is not okay. Anyway. Feel like sensitivity is really low? Maybe not. I'm more thinking, so like, you start out here, do a little bit of poke, it's fine. You fly back, it looked like you were trying to get back up onto the high ground and you just hit your jets too early. Unlucky. You do want to try to land back up on this high ground. And then from here on out, you're just taking, you're in too deep for too long, taking way too many risks. So like, this is kind of okay. The Zarya gets trapped, and then right there where you fly in, you got two options here. You could have, to get the Zarya, you fly in and you cancel your boosters here, so you have this cover and you kill her. Or, even better, you don't cancel your boosters at all. You fly through her, and then you stop over here, kill her from behind, and then you can exit out and be safe. But landing right here in front of their entire team, any elo higher than this, and you just explode. I'm actually kind of surprised you didn't explode even in, like, gold. High gold, low plat. So.
Time to raise my EPM.
Fly up to the high ground, that's good. The rest of your team. And you come over here to match them, and this is all good. You're doing a lot of poke, which is also great. You do want to be a little bit careful with spamming out your micro missiles, because, like, if you had them right here, you probably could have killed the Zarya. Or quite possibly. They're part of your burst combo for killing somebody. They're less about just spamming out for extra damage. So, like, what you're looking to do is, as DVa especially, is poke off angles and pressure off angles to try to split attention away from your Rhine, right? So if you're somewhere else shooting them than where your Rhine is, they can look at your Rhine, or they can look at you, but they can't really look at both, so you're splitting a lot of attention, and that's how you help your Reinhardt. But then when you see an opportunity to kill someone, that's when you get in close, you use your micro missiles, you try to fly up onto a high ground, etc. So, like, that was, like, a little bit of a waste, but whatever. I like that you came over here and you matched this. This is really good.
Fully operational.
I'm gonna show you some map control stuff in a second. I do kind of want to see how this plays out. Hey. Chicago is amazing. I love Chicago. Oh, good. Hey, little broccoli. Long time no see. How's it going? Yeah.
Get through this.
Okay. So, again, let's talk about priorities, and, like, DVa has a whole bunch of different jobs. All of this was good until you turned around, saw a Kree on your backline, and chose to fly at the tank instead. Fuck this monkey. He's gonna die, or get out regardless, who cares, but this Kree could get trades. This Kree could kill people, and they have a much closer respawn than your team. So trades actually favor them. So as soon as you saw that, like, Ryan's fine. He can handle this. He's got Kree with him, whatever. You come over here and you kill this Kree. You DM your Junkrat so he doesn't die to him and the Junkrat can kill him. Whatever. Yeah? One of your many jobs is protecting and peeling your backline. You're a bodyguard sort of tank. Yeah? And in fact, generally speaking, your strat is going to be sort of hanging back near your team, peeling as needed, and then pressuring off angles, and just doing those two things until you see an opportunity to pounce on someone, kill them, and get back out to a high ground. High grounds are really important for you as DVa. It is your job to contest high ground, so like, somebody ends up here, you got the mobility to come deal with them, right? And because of that, you want to also be careful about how you use your jets. You keep using them to engage, and generally speaking, it's better to drop on them or walk in, and then use your jets to escape. Yeah? Okay. And see, Kree just killed 2. And yeah, you guys got the Kree, but no, given your ELO, who knows what's going to happen? There is every universe where this team doesn't really get their shit together until after your respawns come back, or, you know, they try to push in without their Kree, and then they lose the 5v5 as your Junkrat comes back, whatever. But with smart teams, with better teams, they wait till Kree respawns, and then they push in as 6 while you're still down 2. They go really fast, and then by the time Junkrat and Mercy come back to enter the fight, they've already killed a couple of people. It doesn't matter. You lose. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out, but you really wanted to peel the Kree rather than go to that. This is their chance to make it right now. And so like there, you drop for no reason. Actually, let's talk about that, because you use like a lot of resources for no reason here. Let's slow down a little bit. Okay. So here you drop for no reason, which then means you have to waste your boosters to get back up. Okay. And then you're like DMing a monkey in bubble, wasting a lot of DM, it's not really getting you anything. This is better though. And then here, we're gonna watch this popped out, and I bet it's gonna make a lot more sense from like bird's eye view. But you are just like low ground main in the middle of the point. It's a shooting gallery here. This is absolutely how you get killed.
Helden sterben nicht.
So. Like, look where you're at relative to their team.
Justice reigns from above.
It's hard for you to do anything about this. All this time.
Nerf this.
What if you flew up here? And then you're shooting down on them at the point. It's hard for them to do anything about it. Maybe you can get some trades. We'll see how this bomb goes off in a second. But like, you can give ticks. You don't have to die on the point before they get any progress at all. And since you guys are down, your best play right now is for all 3 of you to live first. Get trades second if you can, but not at the cost of your own life, because remember, trades benefit them, spawn advantage. And let them have ticks, and buy more time for your respawns to come back, so you can push back in with more people and have a much better chance at clutching this back. Who cares if they get 99% of the point? So long as they don't get that last percent, they're still fighting over point 1, yeah? Let's go. Bubbles. Good job breaking the bubble. you should have been marking him to try to DM him.
Matrix activated.
Let's talk about your defense matrix a little bit. Oh, for sure. Oh, is this you? Burnout Boys? Or... Yeah. Anyway. Talk about your DM. So, because it is a limited resource, you really want to be getting the maximum value out of it that you can. Which isn't to say, like, never use it to eat spam, but, like, if you're going to use it to eat spam, do it, like, super early or, like, meaningful, important spam. If you eat, like, an enemy Rhine Fire Strike, it makes it harder for him to build Shatter, stuff like that. But otherwise, you're looking to use it to eat important things. So looking at the enemy team, if you can eat Flashbang, that's great. Eating rockets is great. Eating Ana's nade is incredibly important. At high elos, whether or not your team wins or loses the game will often come down to whether or not you personally are eating Ana's nades regularly, or if she's landing the antis and then your entire team dies because they can't get healed. Yeah? Eating grabs is hard, but if you can eat grab, that's massive. While we're here, you're also looking to counter dive the monkey. So when monkey leaps in, his leap is a 6-second cooldown. Your jets are only 4. So when he jumps in, you can fly to whoever he jumped on and just chew him up. When you're in close, your shotguns just tear him apart. And then if he tries to jump away, you can chase him down, or, you know, you can escape if you need to, whatever. So I'd be looking to counter dive the monkey. I'd be looking to pressure out the Pharah and the Kree and prevent them from taking angles on my team, because that's what they're going to try to do. And then otherwise, these two, or these three rather, Ana, Zarya, Mercy, these are opportunities. You're not necessarily marking them yourself, but if you see an opportunity to get any of these three, that's a massive pick. So you're always watching them, you're looking for those opportunities, but these first three are your priorities, if that makes sense. Hey, Raiden. What does, sorry, ELODs mean? Or do you mean like ELO? ELO? Yeah, oh, yeah, I forget what the acronym means, to be honest, but your ELO is like your rank. Yeah. The general skill bracket that you're playing in. So maybe, like, it's like a little bit less specific than saying, like, gold, plat, diamond, but more like high ELO, like middle ELO, low ELO, that sort of thing. It's more of a range, or more of a vague concept. Because there's a lot of individual variation within a given rank, but anyway, I digress. Let's get back to it. See, like that? That was an opportunity. You saw that Mercy out of position, you're like, I can kill that. And you went and killed it. Well, great. Pro tip with dealing with Mercies, what you want to do is not fly at them, because they can just GA. They have Guardian Angel. They can fly away from you. They have better mobility than you do. But if you drop on them, shoot them, and then they fly away, you can chase them down and finish the kill. You want to make sure doing that isn't going to get yourself killed. Like, you don't follow her into the entire enemy team and die for it. But that's the strat if you're trying to take out a Mercies. You force her GA, and then you get her as soon as she flies. It doesn't stand for anything, but is named after the inventor. Oh, cool. Rad.
I'm on fire! Get with it!
Don't worry, my friend.
I'm gonna shoot you down! Time to raise my ATM!
Okay.
Need healing!
I think I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna go into, like, some higher level concept shit real quick. It's like, you're coming from a different background, and, like, I can see that your general FPS mechanics are pretty solid. They really are. Um, there is a huge difference in this game versus most other FPS games. It is, if you're familiar with MOBAs, multiplayer online battle arenas, like League of Legends, stuff like that, uh, those games often come down to map control. Map control is just a huge part of that game, and it's a huge part of this game too for similar reasons. You can almost think of this game as like League of Legends, but first-person shooter style. Uh, so, map control. So you're playing DVa, which is an off tank, and then you have Rhine, which is a main tank. It's great. The idea with a main tank and an off tank is, sorry, let me back up. Overwatch maps are pretty much all designed around this 3-lane concept. So, like, for example, you have your main lane, you have a left lane, and you have a right lane. Yeah? So, your main tank, typically speaking, is going to look to hold, say, the main angle, Rhine. So your off-tank, DVa, in this case, might look to hold one of the two off angles, yeah? So, like, maybe you're positioned somewhere where you can deal with this angle, or you're positioned somewhere where you can deal with this angle. I like, for example, starting up here allows you to drop on them if they go main, or just fly to this high ground if they go around that way. Like, this rotation takes time, so you have plenty of time to make your rotation. I like this as a starting spot. I like on top of this as a starting spot for DVa, because, like, same thing, you can watch this lane, you can fly over and watch that lane, and, like, supports, like your Ana or whatever, will often hang out back here. Maybe not, but giving you ideas here. Like, this is how you should approach the maps and how you should think about the game. If you're going to be playing DVa, it's not that you leave your Rhine all alone forever to die. You gotta help him, you gotta help everyone. Like, toughest job in the game, because your job is helping literally everyone all of the time. Good luck. But, positioning in places like this allows you to multitask. So, if you're looking to hold and pressure an off angle, make it harder for the enemy to go there, if your Reinhardt or your main tank is in whatever main angle, and you're pressuring, whatever off angle, let's say you're just over here holding this side, as an example, you are splitting attention, and by doing that, taking pressure off of the Reinhardt. So, like, if anyone comes to shoot you, they can't be shooting the Rhine at the same time. And if they're all shooting the Rhine, then that means you can just go and shoot them for free, yeah? So they have to deal with you. They have to do something about you, and in doing that, they're not doing something about your Rhine. This is a super important concept for you to get, as DVa especially, because, like, in the Rhine DVa meta, your Rhine is fucked. He will absolutely die if you do not effectively take pressure off of him by getting the enemy to physically turn and look at you. You don't want to die for that, so, like, you have to be careful about how you do it. You play safe. There's this concept of ebb and flow where you push in, you get them shooting at you, you pull back, you heal up, you get your resources back, and then you push back in, get them shooting at you again, etc. While you're doing this, you are, like I said, DVa's hard. I get that this is, like, a shit ton of stuff. And, like, you're never going to be able to do all of it all at once to start with. Like, I'm prioritizing these. Do these in this order until you can add the next thing, yeah? And the next thing here is looking around at your supports and your backline. So, your backline isn't super diveable. Kree has Flash, Moira has Fade, Mercy can GA. Your Junkrat can mind jump away, but he's also probably the most vulnerable out of your team. So I would be keeping an eye on my Junkrat, make sure nobody comes for him, and also just kind of keeping an eye on these guys just in case, yeah? So what you're looking to do while you're pressuring this off angle is to save your boosters and your micro missiles. You save your cooldowns, yeah? You drop on top of them, you do whatever you're going to do. If you see an opportunity to maybe get a kill with your micro missiles, great. If not, oh well, you use your jets to get out alive. And otherwise, you use your jets to fly back and peel whoever needs peel. If you're not familiar with the term peel, peel literally means to go save somebody. And everyone can peel everyone, just in different ways. So, like, a support might peel for you by healing you. A DPS might peel for you by shooting whoever is shooting you, so you guys can hopefully kill them first before you die. You can peel for other people by, shooting them or DMing your teammates so they don't die, stuff like that. So you're using your resources to help each other out, is the idea. Now, all of this map control stuff that I just explained to you is like some GM shit. No one anywhere approaching your rank knows any of this, and you can't expect them to really position well according to it, or like have this teamwork aspect of map control down. The reason I'm telling you is because it's actually not that hard usually to make the teamwork happen one-sided. No one's in comms, no one's working together, doesn't matter. If you, on DVa, are smart and you're paying attention and you're looking around at everything, you can play off of what your team is doing instead. You know your Rhine should be here, but whatever, he's over here holding this off angle. It's not ideal, but because you know how this works, now you know that maybe you should go hold that main angle. It's not ideal, but it's better than you holding the same off angle as your Reinhardt, yeah? So, you won't get a lot of the juicy teamwork stuff that DVa is really capable of until a much higher elo, but to a certain extent, you can make a lot of it happen all on your own just by understanding what the ideal would look like if, you could get it in plat. Yeah, is all of this making sense? Is any of this, like... I know, like, a lot of this is new, a lot of this is going really deep, so if you have, like, any questions, like, please feel free to shout them out. Yep. You're the only consistent thing in all your games? Yep, exactly. It's hitting? Awesome. Cool, dude. Trying to think. There is a whole lot to DVa. I don't want you to think this is exhaustive, but, like, I also don't want to just completely blow your mind. So I think I'm going to stop there with this defense. I just want to see a little bit of your attack real quick to see if there's anything else major missing, but that's probably a good starting point.
Ready for battle.
I feel like I'm going to be repeating myself a lot after this. Just 'cause,
Ready.
like, you're not going to do the things that you didn't know until now, yeah? So, like...
Defense matrix activated. Routing power forward shield. Time to raise my APS.
Okay. So, we can make that better. I don't get me wrong. It was good. You were doing the right things, just maybe not, like, in an optimized fashion, yeah? So let's break it down a little bit. You, as DVa, have one of the best abilities for helping get your teammates through a choke, because DM, your defense matrix, eats all projectiles, but it only lasts for 2 seconds when it's full. And also in, like, this elo, it's going to be kind of hard to get people to move through a choke quickly. I wouldn't stress about it. They're just not going to. You just sort of accept that, like, this is going to be slow, yeah? So, what I would be looking to do is first off, save your DM. Then I would look to use my jets to cross this very quickly, get inside here, and then once you're inside and safe, you turn around and you use your DM to DM your teammates as they walk through. You have a Reinhardt, so if people are behind the shield, that's cool. You can let the shield take the damage instead, but you're going to have stragglers in this elo. Not everyone's going to run behind the shield like they should. So watch for those people that are late, that missed the shield, and DM them through. And then you don't, like, lose people just on this first rotation. Ideally. I mean, sometimes you still will, but... Okay.
Routing power forward shield.
I don't have a VOD that feels good to submit because I feel like I'm in a potato lately. The problem is that well, you're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing.
Time to raise my
Yeah, so like this, you're sort of eating like random spam. Here's another thing with DM. So you're looking at the enemies that are shooting and throwing your DM at them. But like, your Ana here who is crossing and took hella damage, just DM your Ana. Look at her, put your DM over her, and then anything that would have hit her gets destroyed instead by your defense matrix.
I'm going to shoot you down.
I got one last thing to show you. This is some more, like, GM shit, but good and important to know. Let me just... Okay. The diagram. Okay. Let's say we got enemy team over here, whatever. Your team, whatever. You. Off on an off angle, yeah? So we talked earlier about how this splits attention, yeah? Like, any individual on this team can deal with you or can deal with your team. They can hide from the damage, they can shield it, they can shoot back, they can heal it, you know, whatever. They can deal with one angle at a time. So either some people turn to look at you, and some people turn to look at your Rhine, the rest of your team, or they all look one way, leaving the other angle free to do whatever they want. Or, option 3, they back up far enough that these multiple angles become relatively a single angle that they can deal with in a single direction. Which means you, taking this off angle, creates pressure that pushes the enemy back. This is how you, as a tank, create space and how you push in. So, as a guideline, like, you have to take what you see as you see it, but, you might be looking to walk in with your team, and then as you approach, you look to split a little bit. You're still, you know, right next to them, but you're creating a little bit of pressure that helps kind of push them back. And as you push the enemy back, you split further and further and further until you create a pinch. A pinch is exactly what it sounds like. You're attacking them from 2 sides. And like, even better, 3 sides, 4 sides, you know. It gets impossible to deal with damage from that many angles. But you can't just... it's getting messy. You can't necessarily just start here. If you just start behind the enemy, they just turn around and they kill you, right? You gotta... It's a process. You have to, like, push in. And I mentioned earlier, ebb and flow. Sometimes you gotta pull back, get your resources back. You don't want to die. So you just kind of keep pushing this angle as much as you can. If you have to pull back towards your team, you do it, so you can then push in again, and again, and again. On defense, I talked about, like, the 3 lanes and the lane control. Your enemy isn't going to necessarily understand this to the same level, but they might understand enough that they start doing this, which is exactly what I just told you to do. You know, you walk in with the team and then woo, you know, you split, you push, and it keeps pushing them further and further back. Yeah? Well, if they're trying to do that to you as DVa with your mobility and your cooldowns, you want to look to match them, match that angle, and hold it and push them back to prevent them from doing this to you. So that's like how you push and how you defend as DVa, is by either pushing to expand these off angles on yourself or for your team, or pushing to deny them from the enemy as best you can. Yeah. I think I'm going to call this here because I think I'm just going to end up getting kind of repetitive. I would love to see another VOD from you, though. Like, give me a DVa VOD where you're working on all this stuff, particularly a close loss where you did all this stuff. And we can start, like, talking about the nuance, and there's just so much more to DVa. She is such a cool, fun hero, but she really is, like, one of the most complex heroes in this game. Incredibly powerful in the right hands, but, like, one thing to understand about DVa is her power comes from her ability to multitask. There is basically nothing that DVa does that another tank doesn't do better, but none of the tanks can do as many different things all at the same time as she does. So you get more value than them by multitasking, by doing all of these things, by being everywhere. Like, yeah,